Get the boat gassed up, saunter down to the dock. Put the Yeti in the back and she's ready to rock. It's a May River thing. It's a May River thing. It's a May River thing. Got the whole family down here. It's a May River thing. If you ain't got a boat, you can hitch a ride. I'm sure one of your buddies has a sensitive side. Pay for some gas, donate some brews. Better than sitting home singing the blues. You can probably squeeze in next to the ghost of Rufus Weaver. It's a May River thing. It's a May River thing.
Hey everybody, it's Tim Wood. Friday afternoon, February 21st, 2025. Thrilled to be with you today. So many cool things going on in town. A great weekend ahead of us. We're still fighting through some rough weather, obviously, some cold weather. We're recording live, so we'll see how that goes. We know how that went last time, so we're gonna try to get it right on the first try here. Out of the gate, I want to say thank you to Buford Drug Company. They are our title sponsor for Lowcountry Chronicle. We have been running a special program on what's happening in Bluffton. Folks, we're testing a delivery program with Buford Drug Company. So we're looking for families in Bluffton, on the west side of Bluffton, from Buckwalter over to 170. Island West is good in there too. We're looking for families to test out the delivery program at Buford Drug. So if you're interested in that, DM me and we will get you connected with Jacob Dotson and the folks over at Buford Drug Company. We'll get you switched over from your current pharmacy, get you connected with Buford Drug, and then we will get you get the deliveries flowing to you with driver deliveries. No delivery fees. So that's what we're working on with Buford Drug. Want to thank them for sponsoring the program. Some great interviews coming up today. I had one long interview that I was going to run today, but we're going to save that for early next week with Darren Davely. He's a Bluffton entrepreneur, small business owner who is taken to van life and has a very interesting story to tell, especially with the Gabby Polito documentary on Netflix. Kind of a timely subject. So we will talk to Darren on Monday. I think Monday. Yeah, we'll try Monday. Coming up today, we have Dwon Fields Sr. talking about DJ's Day of Giving, which is Saturday, February 22nd, tomorrow, if you're watching this live. We will also have Pete Palladino from SliderBar in our business spotlight. And then we will talk to Cynthia Ford from Bluffton Youth Theatre. Now, if you've seen what's happening in Bluffton, if you've watched WSAV last couple of days, Bluffton Youth Theatre has some very urgent needs to get their theater space done in Moss Creek. And, um, they're getting to the point, they're getting to a crucial point where construction costs have run over so much, rent is piling up. They need to finish this space, and I'm hoping the community will come together and really help them out to finish their space over in Moss Creek. If you've never been to a Bluffton Youth Theater show, folks, I can't stress it enough. It's an amazing experience. Phenomenal what Cynthia and her whole crew does for the community, for folks with special needs, integrating so-called normal folks with special needs kids, creating high-level youth theater productions. So we're introducing kids to the theater. We're destigmatizing some of these special needs situations and integrating kids and destigmatizing and socializing all together. It's just amazing. I can't say enough about Bluffton Youth Theater and what they do. So we will talk to Cynthia, and you'll see the passion behind the cause. Cynthia is an amazing woman. I'm using amazing a lot. I forgive me, but I'm at a loss for words when it comes to Cynthia and what she does and what she's done for the community since they started this in 2015. She's been shoestringing it, piecing it all together, uh, gets it done. They've been in so many different spaces in terms of their shows, renting so many different spaces. Finally, a space of their own, and we just need to help get them over the top. So, a very interesting day here in Bluffton. Um, yeah, very interesting day. Um, so first off, um, we have the very foul day in Bluffton. Uh, so you've got a turkey on the loose in Old Town. Um, this video from Will Guscio. Um, yeah, so this happened this morning. This turkey just running amok up and down Calhoun Street. So, hey, good on the turkey, and honestly, good on the police department who was able to track down said turkey and um, what they did in terms of tracking down the turkey. First of all, when you see this video, it's amazing to me. Or when you see the police officer, the just intestinal fortitude that she had in terms of just grabbing this turkey. Unbelievable in terms of just how they were able, and unfortunately, the turkey is behind bars now. Turkey is I don't know if it's a misdemeanor, a felony, jaywalking down Calhoun Street, but this turkey is behind bars now. Great job by the Bluffton police for wrangling up the turkey. As I said on what's happening in Bluffton, probably just trying to find squat and gobble, right? I love dad jokes. Gotta love dad jokes. And then the other thing that happened, as if that wasn't enough for one day, enough excitement for one day, then we had a rooster on the loose in Bluffton. Yes, so Beaufort County Animal Services put this out this afternoon. on Friday. Rooster's been hanging out on Baywood Drive in Bluffton. Really good looking chicken. Judy Hodge says we have some chickens hang out at Zaxby's here in Beaufort, and everyone loves it. Boy, if I was a chicken, I don't know if I'd be hanging out at Zaxby's. That seems fairly dangerous to me. Life and death sort of dangerous. But yes, no word on if the rooster has been rehomed or has been reunited with their owners, but we're on that case, I promise you. Another thing that is news here in Bluffton was the Bluffton boys basketball team. They fell to Wilson last night. Bluffton was the number 3 seed. Wilson was the number 6 seed. Wilson, very tough team though. Very tough team. Very tall. Cut down Bluffton strengths. Bluffton fought valiantly, and just a historic and amazing season for Bluffton boys basketball, as it was for May River basketball. May River made it into the second round as well. They lost to Gray's Collegiate. So unfortunately, Bluffton lost by 6, I believe. May River lost by a little bit more than that, but nonetheless, 2 great seasons, and congratulations to the Bluffton boys, the May River boys, the Bluffton girls. Just some great basketball being played around the region. Hilton Head boys as well. Great basketball being played. So unfortunately, their seasons are over. We start to turn to spring. What else do we have going on? So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about a little follow up from the last episode. You know, we talked about the Parkway Corners development and the potential development there at the corner of Bluffton and Buckwalter Parkways. It's pretty incredible what they're looking at Parkway Corners. You're looking at a 100-room hotel, I believe, a new Novant Health Center, and then 36 potential commercial buildings. Now, if I had just one wish, as Steve Martin says in the classic Saturday Night Live clip, if I had just one wish, it would be for a Raising Cane's. Okay, I know that Trader Joe's is on everybody's minds all the time here, but I would love a Raising Cane's. So we'll see what happens. But right after that episode aired, then we see that the entire, across the street from where Parkway Corners is being built, Beaufort Memorial has a hospital center that they're planning, and we thought there was going to be more tree lining along the road. Well, thought you knew, not so much. There's some tree lining right near the entrance off of Bluffton Parkway, but the rest of that whole thing's been bulldozed, and a lot of folks up in arms just in terms of the clean cutting going on there. But that corner now, for those who complain that we don't have enough medical services, that corner now is going to have 3, not just 2, because over where the water tower is, across from Beaufort Memorial Space, across Buckwalter Parkway, is going to be a MUSC Health Center. So that's going to be like Health Corner there. Hopefully bring a lot of services that we don't have here. That would be useful. Um, and but it is a real, for those who have been here, even if you were just here like 3 weeks ago, it is a weird sight to see all the trees that used to line that corner gone. Um, so that is progress, and we'll see. I mean, I hope what Beaufort Memorial brings to the table is strong. Um, Novent, MUSC Health. We'll see. We'll see. It will be good to have some more choices. That's all I can say there. All right, so let's get into today's interviews. First off, I want to talk to you about let's see. I want to talk to you about a project that we've been working on for a little while. It's called locoevents.com. Okay, locoevents.com. It is an event calendar that we've put together. We have always published standalone event posts on what's happening in Bluffton. There's so many events happening around here, and so many different calendars that publish certain things but not other things. We're trying to consolidate. We're trying to be a one-stop shop, one-stop spot for all the events going on in the area. So we hope you'll check out locoevents.com. Also on Facebook at Loco Events. So we'll post events on Facebook. We'll post them on the website. Probably more posts on the website, on just because of the sheer volume of posts that come in. Not all of them we get through Facebook. Some of them come through other means. So I think that, for the fullest coverage, go to the website, locoevents.com. And again, if you are if you have an event, if your organization has an event going on, if you're running a trivia night, if you've got music at your venue that you want to publicize, that's the spot. You can create an event right on there at locoevents.com and get it out to everybody in terms of what's going on. And we'll have, as part of this, we'll run events for the next week. We'll start that on the next episode of Lowcountry Chronicle. So check out locoevents.com. Okay, so coming up tomorrow, DJ's Day of Giving. Okay, it's a cause that's near and dear to my heart. DJ Fields was killed on March 5th, 2021, and just a mistaken identity execution, really. Driving down Bluffton Parkway, they were shot and run off the road. DJ was killed. DJ was a senior at Bluffton High School, just an amazing kid. And so I reached out to the Fields family soon after this happened, and I said, I know you can't do this right now, but let's get some fundraising going for a scholarship fund. I knew DJ through youth sports. I coached DJ. I loved DJ, and anybody who ever met DJ loved DJ Fields. So we created this event, DJ's Day of Giving. At first, we ran it right after. We ran it, I believe, on May 5th, which 5-5 for his number 55 that he wore for the football team. Now we're doing it closer to the 55th day of the year, this year being February 22nd, trying to do it on a Friday or Saturday. We have over 60 different businesses involved that are giving, most giving 10% of their sales for the day to the Live Like DJ Scholarship Fund. We're on the verge of passing the $200,000 mark in terms of fundraising. and that goes towards scholarships for area students. And you can read all about that on djdayofgiving.com, about the Live Like DJ Scholars. This will be the 4th year of the Live Like DJ Scholars. And the application deadline for that, I believe, is coming up March 10th. So again, you want to go to djdayofgiving.com if you're a senior in the area, and I believe it's a $2,000 scholarship that is ongoing as you're in school. So, but we wanted to talk to DJ's dad, Dwon Fields Sr., about DJ's Day, about all that has gone on around DJ, the fundraising, the awareness, and just checking in with how Dwon and the family are doing. So, our first interview today is with Dwon Fields Sr. talking about DJ's Day of Giving. Dwon, how has the fund and your work with Team 55 been going?
It has been going great, with a lot of community support. The community is continue to support. It's about to be 4 years that we have lost DJ, so we're going into the 5th annual DJ's Day of Giving, and the community support, it has been phenomenal. Me going into local businesses, asking them, and they know what's going on, and they continue to support, going into year 4 that we have lost DJ, but this is his actually the 5th annual DJ's Day of Giving. So everything has been going according to plan.
What has just the continued community support and just knowing that nobody's letting DJ's memory fade, what has that meant to you?
It has meant everything to me and my family, that this community has still shown, that they come together, for a cause, and everybody that we talk to, they continue to tell us that they will continue to support, DJ, and make sure his legacy stays alive.
We're getting kind of aging out of the folks at the students at the high school that knew him personally, that are still in high school, but it seems like the support from the schools has been stronger than ever as well.
The continued support from the school has been great, in the entire Beaufort County. We have the schools, they're getting involved. They've been involved since the beginning. So I can't, thank, administration from high school, middle school, elementary schools enough, to continue to support, DJ's Day of Giving. This Friday, February 21st, the schools are participating in DJ's Day of Giving by allowing the students to wear Crocs. I know some of the high school, they're going to actually, allow the students to wear hoodies and Crocs. And,
that was DJ's favorite fashion accessory.
His favorite fashion accessory, as long as he could wear his Crocs, he was good. His favorite Crocs are, the tie-dye Crocs, which I have them, and I will be wearing them Friday, to participate.
In terms of the Live Like DJ Scholars, what has that meant to you? You're about to name your 4th class now of Live Like DJ Scholars. What has it meant to you to be able to hand out those scholarships and just see these students and contemporaries of DJ just continuing to thrive?
It has meant a lot, to be able to help somebody else. And that's what DJ was all about. So the Live Like DJ Scholarship Fund, has actually helped us, to knowing that, we can continue somebody else education. And speaking to, some of the past recipients, they'll text, they'll call, just to say thank you or just to check on us to see how we're doing. So, it has meant a lot.
How are you guys doing? How are you and Kima and the family doing? I mean, we talked off camera. You've lost some weight. You're looking fantastic. I know you've participated in a inspirational book sharing your story. I know you've talked to a lot of community members about mental health and about and been involved in terms of stopping gun violence. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm putting the best out that I can. It's a struggle every day, but I'm doing the best I can, and my mission is to try to help somebody else. I want to be able to help a parent that's going through what I'm going through because I know it firsthand. So that's my mission, is to try to stop gun violence, be an advocate for it. But I know that I can't do it alone. And with the help of, Moms on Demand, partnering with them to make gun violence aware, I never thought I would be sitting here today, talking about, something like this that has happened to me and have rocked my community. But I'm here. I'm aware. I'm here for other parents that have lost kids. So I'm doing my best.
I would imagine just knowing who you are, being there for others, has helped you.
It has. That's one thing that I've always, put out of, trying to help people. And that's what our son was about. Always willing to give his last. So I'm trying to keep his legacy alive of doing something that he wanted to do, and he wanted to help people. So that's what I'm trying to do, and trying to stay on the right path to do it.
He's a huge Eagles fan. I think we were all thinking of you.
We are.
When they I won't even say pulled that out. They just absolutely owned the Chiefs. I think a lot of folks were thinking of you and thinking of DJ. And what was that like to see an Eagles victory?
It was great, man. It was great. I mean, 2 weeks prior to that, with them beating the Commanders, with a score of 55, to 23. 55 was DJ's favorite number, and September 15th, he will be turning 23 years old. So, I mean, putting those two scores together and then moving on to the Super Bowl where, the defensive line dominated. I can't, thank the University of Georgia enough for putting out, those defensive linemen. DJ was a huge Georgia fan. So it was the Georgia Eagles.
Nice. In terms of the day itself, for those who haven't participated or that are new to the area, it's pretty simple. Do you want to just explain what goes on DJ's Day of Giving?
DJ's Day of Giving, the whole day, this amazing community and these businesses has opened their doors to give back towards DJ Scholarship Fund to help another young person in our community, go to school. And it does not have to be an athlete, and it does not have to be a 4-year school. It could be a trade school, as long as they're going to school, we're here willing to help. And his scholarship is so amazing because you can apply for it, your senior year, and you can apply for it your freshman year of college also. So, us partnering with the community foundation of the Lowcountry, this has meant a whole lot to us, being able to help somebody else. And I can't thank, these businesses enough, for donating portion of their take, for the scholarship fund.
It's a great lineup, all from Beaufort to Hilton Head, right?
It is. Like I say, this community has jumped on, this scholarship, and not only DJ scholarship, this community has jumped on to help everybody. And I couldn't think of a better place to live than the Lowcountry.
Thank you very much for all you're doing. And DJ's Day of Giving, Saturday, February 22nd. That's Dwon Fields Sr., father of DJ Fields. Again, DJ Fields, DJ's Day of Giving, Saturday, September 22nd. So this is a day that we do it. It's 10% off for 10% of the sales from a huge list. And I'll put the list back up on the screen, but the easiest way for you to see it, honestly, is to go to djdayofgiving.com. But here's the full list. Let me take this graphic off so you can see the full list. We've got everything from A, agave, to W, which. Maybe we can get Zaxby's involved next year. And so we have every spot from A to Z, but a crazy lineup. A lot of these folks have been with us since year one. I want to thank the Surge Group for being involved again. Want to thank Chick-fil-A. I mean, honestly, Outback, our bar. I'm singling folks out where I shouldn't, quite honestly, because so many folks squat and gobble. I just can't thank enough for being involved in this since day one that we did this back in May of 2021. So a huge thank you. Again, easiest way to see the list is to go to DJ's Day of Giving, djdayofgiving.com. Okay. Please get out and support it. I know there's a lot of things going on. Hilton Head Seafood Festival, another great cause for the Carmine's Foundation. But might be a little cold tomorrow. Might want to be inside. Go get some great eats. Shop local, eat local. Help build the Live Like DJ Scholarship Fund. And I thank you so much in advance for being part of it. If you can't get out tomorrow, go to djdayofgiving.com. There's a link there where you can send in a donation. It's all administered by the Community Foundation of the Lowcountry. They've been phenomenal partners in this. djdayofgiving.com. Get the full list. And if you can't get out, you're still able to donate and be part of it. And again, huge thanks to everyone that helps keep the legacy of this just incredible kid alive and well in the community. Okay, so next up, want to talk to you about SliderBar. Okay, we've been huge supporters of SliderBar here. They are a sponsor with what's happening in Bluffton. I personally have done some marketing stuff for them with my company Over Medium Media. We created their website. We do a lot of small we do a lot of the social media stuff for them. Just a great family to be associated with. The Palladinos, Jessica, uh, the Pete Jr., Pete Sr., the entire Palladino family. Had a chance to sit down with Pete Palladino, who is the head chef, the creative and culinary mastermind behind the SliderBar sensation that has taken over in Old Town on the promenade. So here is our conversation with Pete Palladino from SliderBar. We are here at SliderBar for our latest business spotlight. I'm here with the one and only Pete Palladino. How are you, sir?
Good. Yeah, thanks for having me here, Tim.
Absolutely, we're excited. I've been a fan of yours and fan of SliderBar since y'all put up the sign, and it's really local, fresh, quality. I mean, that's the core for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. And yeah, we thank you for your support. Like, Tim's always been here, so really appreciate that. Just a few things I wanted to share. It's, you kind of hit it right there, like local and quality. It's one of the things I wanted to do in opening this. I wanted to have 5-star food at a 1-star price, essentially, and just offer different tastes, global tastes. Here in Bluffton, like, we've got a great community, but we don't have a lot of diversity in terms of food. So what I want to do is have different tastes, kind of like tapas, where you can go and try stuff globally. So that's why we have like some Asian-inspired ones. Like, we had a banh mi shroom, which is Vietnamese. We have a Korean chicken. We have some Russian stuff, like a deconstructed pierogies, something we had recently. And so it's all about having those flavors and bringing it here, because we're not large enough to have really a single restaurant focused maybe on Russian food, because it just wouldn't last. We don't have the draw for it. But something like this, I can have the smaller portions. I can offer those things, rotate them out at specials. And the other thing is, sliders is something I really wanted to do because I've got a problem. When I go to restaurants, I want to order everything on the menu, and I just want to try it. So here I was like, how can I do that? Instead of having like a huge burger, I can have something smaller. Even though ours aren't super small, they're actually 3 inches. It's still, it's like the perfect size burger, but it's enough where you could really have 2 or so. So that's kind of the idea on like why I started and what I wanted to do and my intention here. Some of the things about us is that, I do focus on making everything from scratch, in-house, and to order, just to keep that quality super high. So what that means is, like, fries are actually hand-cut, soaked for 24 hours, double fried. The pastrami that we do, we partner with Ted Next Door, but we make it here. It takes over 10 days to make it. And then I asked Ted Next Door to smoke it for us. And it's a phenomenal thing. It's kind of fun because what I did is I took something that's New York style, right? But then I turned it a little Southern by smoking it. So it's kind of an in-between of what pastrami is and what brisket is. And you get the best of both worlds right there. So
Ted at Bluffton Barbecue, literally right behind us.
Yeah, so we like to utilize our neighbors and all work together. But that's what we're about. It's quality from scratch and then to order. So like when you order like a fried chicken, for example, it's not frozen, it's not pre-made, it's actually pounded and cut by us. And when you order it, that's when we batter it, that's when we fry it. So it's the hardest way possible to do everything is what I tell everybody. But because of that, it's the best, it just tastes the best. So that's what we do.
Why does, I know this is a weird question, but why does quality mean so much to you? I mean, you could take the shortcut, you could cut some corners on some of the things you do, but you won't do it.
Those are 2 reasons. One, I'm a health freak, right? So in order for me to eat something, I really want it to be healthy, first of all. I don't want to have added chemicals and stuff like that. It just doesn't make me feel good eating it. And the second thing is you can taste it, right?
Yeah.
So, we've tried more affordable versions just to see if it works, and it doesn't. Like you'll taste it right away. And even like trying stuff pre-made, I've tried to get pre-made products. I try them all the time. The amount of suppliers and people who come in here to try things is a lot, and they're all terrible. Well, in my opinion, I just don't think that they're up to the taste profile that I want. So
you're your own worst critic in terms of in terms of what you're putting out there, and you just have not compromised on those things that you set out from day one.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's it. It's got to be somewhere that I would want to eat, and this is somewhere I'm proud to say that I want to eat, and I'm going to keep it that way. So,
what in terms of when you set out with sliders, you've just constantly been innovating and constantly been adding different tastes. Where does that variety come from in terms of your background, in terms of just wanting to bring so many different tastes into the menu?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, it's definitely from my travels, right? So I've traveled all over the world, mostly for fun and just exploring. And in doing so, I've tried all these different tastes. And I'm the kind of guy that when I go to a menu, I want to try something I haven't tried yet. Like I'll see something and I like it. And I'm like, oh, I know I'm going to love that. But I'm not going to get it because I want to get the weird thing. Like I'll get the tongue or the intestine or whatever. It's okay, I don't know what that's about. Let me try it. So it's from the traveling and having these different exposures and then wanting to share that with other people. So, once I kind of dove into that and got it, I wanted to create it and start making it myself. So I practiced, and then I'd start training with other chefs. And cooking's always just been a hobby of mine. So you asked, like, how do I come up with this stuff? Well, it's one from the travels, and two from training with high-profile chefs, which was just something that I wanted to do throughout my life. Even though I wasn't working in kitchens forever, I started younger, but I got off of that and was doing actually, business stuff and starting other companies, but I was always training with chefs because I like to cook at home. And so, in doing that, I just came up with, these recipes, and I'm going to continue to want to present that to other people and expose that to other people so we can all have fun and be creative, and that's what it's about. It's about high creativity and high profile taste and uniqueness.
I mean, you wouldn't expect to get a beignet at a burger at a slider spot.
Yeah.
You had that on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I was trying my damnedest to get down here. I bet they were amazing.
Yeah, they were great, and that's it. Like there's no limit to what we want to do. And you're right, beignets are amazing. The hot chocolates, for example, were out of this world. Like, so there's a place, and I'm sure some of you have been there, but it's called Angelina's in Paris, right by the Louvre, right? Mm-hmm. It's known to have the best hot chocolate in the world, and it's really, really good. And a friend of mine makes hot chocolate very similar in Chicago, and I wanted to have that here to show people, because once you have this, and it's not everywhere, it changes the game.
It does.
And I've been to
nothing against Swiss Miss, but like this is next level.
It really is. So it's that's something I wanted to work with, and our baker who makes all our desserts in house helped me create this profile that I was really going after, and she just won second in the nation for a cake bosses competition. So Carlos Bake Shop.
Is that Susan?
Susan, yeah, Susan Goodman, yeah. She just got second in the nation, and she helped us recreate those hot chocolates the way that I wanted to in 3 different flavors. So, we've got some really good people to work with that help us, and I'm thankful for it. So shout out Susan Goodman.
The desserts have been amazing.
Yeah.
Just and it seems like she has the same mentality that you do. She's always innovating.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have like cheesecake popsicles. We've done those. I'm really big on the pies. That was the big thing. I really wanted to focus on that because when I think the South, I think about pies.
Sure.
So that's something we're always doing. Now we do like key lime pies we're going to bring. We had a strawberry rhubarb. We just had a lot of different ones. The pecan one was amazing. Pecan, you might call it. I don't know. So yeah, that's definitely it.
In terms, and you've even brought in some new tastes. You guys have recently renovated the menu a little bit,
Yeah.
and you brought in some hot dogs. You brought in a bratwurst.
Mm-hmm.
So talk a little bit about in terms of bringing those sort of mixes to the menu.
Yeah, it's all about just expanding. You know, if you remember when I first started, I actually only had, I think it was 5 things on the menu.
Yeah.
You know, and that's because I wanted to execute in a way where I knew that it would be perfect every single time. And
do a few things and do them great.
Exactly. Yeah. And that way I could, you know, being a new restaurant, I can keep control on what comes out and make sure it's, you know, perfect. And so we're continually expanding. Now, we're never going to be like the Cheesecake Factory and have a Bible in terms of like what the options are. That's not the goal here, but I do want to make sure that I have enough just for the variety of people. You know, we have vegetarians, so we have options for them. We have vegans, so we have options for them. And then coming from Chicago, like the dog is a huge thing, so I've been wanting to offer that. And, you know, now we're getting to the point where we're actually offering quite a bit. And now the mission is to how do you streamline it so it makes it easier and everybody in the kitchen is not pulling their hair out. Because when you do something from scratch in the hardest way possible, a little bit is a lot.
Yes.
You know, and so we've got a lot going back there. And every day, like if you guys come down here, you'll probably hear banging and you're wondering who's getting murdered. It's the potato. You know, we cut the potatoes by hand and they're banging, and you know, or it's the pounding the chicken. You know, it's like, so there's always crazy noises going on. The light bulbs are falling out from the bathroom from all the shaking. For the longest time, we thought we were haunted because I was like, wait, who's stealing the light bulbs? What's going on? There's the potato cutter in the back from all the shaking. But you know, that's part of it.
That's awesome.
But it is about just expanding the menu, coming up with different global tastes, and always rotating them. You know, so there's a butter chicken I've been wanting to put on the menu, so we're going to launch that pretty soon. And you know, we've got some fun things in the pipeline.
That's awesome. Yeah. And we haven't even mentioned the drinks. You've been the same way in terms of you started with a few craft cocktails. You've recently rotated and have a whole new lineup.
Oh yeah, we're always changing the menu, and yeah, thanks for bringing that up, because with the cocktails, that's done the same way that we do in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So it's from scratch. We make our own syrups, we make our own mixers, we infuse our own liquors. So again, it just speaks quality. I mean, if you have fresh lemon juice versus a bottle lemon juice, it tastes totally different. If you use those real plastic syrups versus making it in-house, again, it's so different.
I mean, you might have seen a video online a couple months ago where Pete and his staff were working on a limoncello.
Oh, yeah.
How'd that come out?
Oh, excellent.
I bet.
That's our second time making it.
Yeah.
So, and we'll be bringing it back this summer. We'll have a couple different types of adult lemonades. So definitely come and try those. They'll be really good. But that has the limoncello in it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You've you're got some plans for some interesting things. I see the milkshake machines behind the bar here. So
sure.
Want to talk a little bit about what's on tap?
Nice.
Ba-dum-bum.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so there it is. So we actually are turning into a brewery. So in 2 months we will have we'll have taps. We're partnering with a local brewery who's just starting up. You guys haven't heard of them yet, and I can't release the name just yet. But if you stay tuned, I will definitely you'll definitely know very shortly. So come in and check us out. But it's a new company here, and we're partnering with them, making all of our stuff. So we'll have a whole range and line of beers. The goal is to sell them retail, or maybe even with growlers, and also on site being a tap room. So really good stuff. We've had some samples and tested them out to people, and we're very, very excited. Everyone's very satisfied and loves it. So we're doing that. Also in March, so just coming up, we're doing boozy milkshakes. So it's just something that I've been wanting to do for a while, is offer ice cream. I'm sure you know, like the ice cream game kind of fell off here in Bluffton. You can't really go anywhere now. We got, unfortunately, Joe's is out, Ben & Jerry's is out.
Yeah, when you talk about boozy milkshakes, I mean, Joe's did some amazing stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, we're planning to just offer some of that too, and we'll start small, like I do. I always start small, make it quality, and then we grow from there. But that'll be in March, and then we'll start doing ice creams also. If you want to come and do scoops of ice cream, or cups, whatever. So we're gonna have that and toppings and lots of variety for you.
What has it been like fitting into the overall food scene? You had a vision for what you wanted to do. How's it been in terms of just, I was we started a food podcast with Nick DeSimone, the Indulgent Islander, and we were talking about that earlier today, just the variety of tastes that are available just in the promenade, Calhoun Street. It was Captain Woody's, it was pizza. Bluffton Room kind of started the whole thing, but now everything from family dining to upscale and everything in between, you've got it right here. How's that been kind of fitting into that mix and finding your own way there?
Well, I think that we're kind of unique in the point that there's no burgers here.
Yeah.
I mean, you may have like the Bluffton Room or whatever that offers a burger, but there's no place that offers a variety of them. So that was kind of a nice niche that would definitely draw a crowd anyways. And there's not really a designated sandwich place per se, where you can get those on smaller sized buns and then a variety of them. So I think just the angle of being unique kind of opened up a space for us. If I was to open up, say, a fine dining establishment, I think it wouldn't be much harder for us because, let's be honest, when everybody goes out to eat, you don't always want to spend, $40, $50 per person or more than that. Sometimes you want to go and have a casual meal, but you don't want to sacrifice quality for that. Here you can come and you can spend $10 and you can have, a burger and fries. I mean, I don't know where else you could do that. You can get a drink during happy hour for $4, a cocktail. I mean, I don't know where else you could do that. So I think it's just putting in those unique variables here really helped us gain some traffic early on, but we're still growing. We're still learning. I mean, the whole, it's been 10 months and the whole goal is to make you happy, the customers. I mean, that's why I'm here. If there needs to be a pivot or if you guys want stuff, I need to know so I can change to make everyone happy. But
I feel like you've been very flexible, pliable on that front. It seems like you're listening.
Oh yeah.
You're very very agile in terms of, you don't have this rigidity to the taste that you want to put out there.
Oh sure. I mean, I don't look at it as my restaurant. It's the public's restaurant, and that's why you come here.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely flexible. I'll mold to whatever you want, and I just hope that you don't mold into something like super fast food because that's something I don't want to do.
Yeah.
But other than that, we'll work. I'll work with you. I'll make sure it's something you enjoy as much as I do.
You've been, your family is rooted here.
Yeah.
Sisters, your mom and dad. You've been very conscious in terms of that delicate balance between quality and pricing.
Sure.
Can you talk a little bit about that, on how how you walk that tightrope?
Yeah, it's been a little tough, because starting off, I priced things appropriately. I thought where everybody else would kind of price things, and people thought it was too much. So what I started to do is including sides with it, because I originally like a la carte menus, and so that's kind of how I had it set up in the beginning. But it seems that the public here wants meals. So that's where I started to incorporate that. But I didn't change the price. I just started incorporating things so they felt they had a better value. And since I did that, it went away, really. So now it's been a lot better. But I think that it's important to say that, I even hate to say it, but our prices aren't much different than a fast food place. We're very much in the same ballpark. But when you look at like the quality that we're putting out and the no antibiotics, the humanely raised, the locally sourced produce when possible, and these type of things, that makes our costs a lot higher. It makes the quality a lot higher, the taste a lot higher, the better for your body, the healthier, And so what I do is I just slim my margins down because it's something that I want to offer people. And luckily, because I'm a mom and pop, I don't have a bunch of franchises. I don't have to, do a lot of the things and regulations that maybe other places would, and I can keep a better eye on my staff and make sure that I have, one person working than a bunch of people, and these are the things that I try to do to counteract that. But it's just important to know that there is a fine, delicate balance there, and I do my best to keep the price right for the customer while offering the highest quality I can. And can you get something cheaper? Sure. I'm sure you can go get a frozen burger from the grocery store, or even if you went to the dollar menu at McDonald's, you can do that. But you're not getting the same thing. And there is a price for what you pay for, and that's it. And I think that I do a really good job of keeping that affordable while offering the highest products you can get. So that is my goal and aim. And it is a challenge, but I think we've hit it.
I know this is asking you to like pick between your babies, but like, what is like, you've played so much like a kind of Willy Wonka laboratory with the different dishes. What's been your favorite thing you've created so far?
My favorite thing is probably not the thing that everybody else liked. Okay, so I made a shrimp and fennel one that I thought was amazing. So the reason is because people look at fennel seed, and that's why they're like, oh, fennel seed, licorice, okay. But if you use the fennel bulb, it's not strong, it's a different taste. So, I made it was a shrimp patty. I put fennel seed in it. There was orange peels in it, like orange zest. Some onions, garlic, different spices and stuff. And then I had the fennel fawns, and I deep fried those fennel fawns. Put that on top of it, so you have this beautiful green like fawn that's on top with the shrimp and fennel inside of it, and then we put an orange aioli on it as well. And so I thought that was just super unique, super great, and just it was such a different flavor profile.
Yeah.
And again, I like things that are different, so that's why I gravitated to that. But the people who had it loved it. It was a totally new taste.
I remember it was one of the first ones you created, right? I remember having it. I was like, and I'm not admittedly, I'm not a huge shrimp guy, but the flavor profile was just spectacular.
That was a great one. I'd say the Booby Buddy was a good second. So we sponsored the breast cancer walk here in Bluffton, and we put a burger on for a few months just to generate revenue for them and for the donation. And people loved that burger. They loved it so much we kept it on for a while. And it wasn't really a burger, it was a fried chicken, but we had I took cocktail cherries and I reduced them down with honey and brown sugar and some spices. And so I put that glaze on the fried chicken with a roasted garlic cherry aioli, fresh jalapenos, and then pepper jack cheese. So you have a really spicy and really sweet like chicken, and that was really good.
To die for.
Yeah.
I loved the sliced bratwurst the slider that you had with the beer cheese, and now you've got the full blown boozy bratwurst, like the full bratwurst now. So I lost it on the menu, but I got it back.
Right. Yeah, totally. Yeah, no, so we're happy to bring that. I mean, originally I was like very focused on how I streamline stuff as much as possible without carrying different buns and all these things, because you want things to be simple, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'll just take the bratwurst and I'll make a ball out of it and I'll smash it on the flat top, and that's what we did initially. But now we've brought an actual link, so people can, use that, and that's working just as good. So now that I've learned more inventory control, we're expanding into those areas too. So yeah, we're happy to have that, and the Chicago dog and the Italian sausage. Actually, since you bring it up, a friend of mine is an old world butcher from Pennsylvania. So he, he's Polish, but he always brags about how he used to have a better Italian sausage than the Italians in the area, right? Like all the Italians would come to me and get my sausage. But he's great. He makes kielbasa and everything. So we've been talking. We're gonna have him come in, and we're gonna start making bratwurst and Italian in-house sausages. And one of the things I wanted to do in the beginning is I wanted to hang the sausages from the ceiling and like dry them out and like sell them like soppressata and prosciutto and all this. Which I don't know if we'll get that far into it, but I think we're definitely going to start making them in-house and just see how everybody likes that, because this will be quality German or Italian sausages just done right, and I haven't seen that anywhere here yet. So
you've definitely made the most of the space, man. You've clawed your way to a recognizable level around town, and honestly, it's because of the food. It's because of the quality of the food. You see review after review, whether you're on Bluffton and Head Food Experience or Loco Try Eats or any of the foodie spots. The diehards that are like, I gotta try this new place. I'm not gonna give it anything until I want to see what they're doing. They've all loved it.
That's good.
But for those who haven't tried it, what's the 30-second elevator pitch, to sell SliderBar?
Yeah, well, I think I kind of dove into that a little bit, but I would say, everything's made in-house from scratch and to order. It's the hardest way possible. So you got to come and try like quality stuff at a good price. And if you like burgers or you like to try different tastes throughout the world, then come and try it, because you can have it here locally at SliderBar and you don't have to travel as much. Now, obviously, if you can travel, go ahead and do it. But here you can have those tastes and you can have those experiences in your backyard. So, try something fresh, try something quality, and try something different.
Kids menu, it's different tastes, but they've got the kids menu. You've got some stuff for the pups. You got a little bit of everything for every taste. You've got a website, SliderBar-Bluffton.com,
That's right,
where you can order online from the website. You're also available on DoorDash.
Yeah.
Anything we haven't covered that you want to get out there?
I'd say there is like a zero waste initiative. So there's, I try to be as efficient as possible. So when we have trimmings from brisket, for example, or a pastrami, we make tallow out of it, and that tallow we use for the cooking the burgers and also in other ingredients that we're making stuff in the kitchen. When we have trimmings from our vegetables, we actually take those and compost those. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but we do have a garden at my sister's house, and we grow stuff, and we use that for the kitchen. And scraps from the chicken and other things, we make those into puppy patties and for the dogs and animals that come around here. So it's all about being as efficient as we can too, which definitely just helps. And we try to focus more on, like I said, being a health freak and all that. Turtle safe stuff, like our straws are turtle safe. We have paper goods for to go, which are compostable also. So that's just a secondary focus that we do.
We love small businesses. We're here, Lowcountry Chronicle. We're just trying to push eating local, shopping local. This is a family business, family owned and operated, and I can't stress enough. Come give them a try. You'll be regulars. There's so much on the menu that your mind will kind of the first time you come here, just in terms of the different tastes, like where should I go? But that's all part of being a regular, right? You just try a little bit every visit, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why we have some rotating stuff. So we're always trying to come up with something new for everybody to try. And now with the incorporation of all our new beers and boozy milkshakes, I think we'll have more than enough for you to play with.
It's exciting. Come try them on the promenade on State of Mind Street.
Yeah.
Delivers throughout the town, but come in restaurant. They've got a great patio, especially right now with the weather being the way it is. They've got it all heaters and what's the word I'm looking for? Insulated.
Oh, the tarps.
Yeah,
we've got a bunch of tarps out there with some heaters keeping you guys warm. So we only have maybe like 2 weeks, 3 weeks left until it's gonna be there. But we got it all there. You're gonna be comfortable. And we have a big bar in the front if you don't want to sit out there. So enough seating to make sure you're comfortable.
Come on down, try it out. SliderBar down here in Old Town Bluffton on the promenade.
Thank you guys. Appreciate your time.
Very excited to talk to Pete Palladino. We've been trying to coordinate schedules for a while now. I am a huge fan of SliderBar, and I just want to thank him for making the time. Very exciting things going on there. As he mentioned, they're working on a tap room concept with their own branded beers, and so always adding new items to the menu. Check them out on social. Check them out at SliderBar, SliderBar-Bluffton.com, and I don't know. Tell them Lowcountry Chronicle sent you. Big fans. All right, our last topic of the day of this episode. You've seen it on what's happening in Bluffton. You've probably seen their pleas across social media. Bluffton Youth Theatre. I said this at the top of the show. What they do in first of all bringing youth to the arts and experiencing and embracing the arts is no small feat, and it's fantastic. But what they're doing in terms of bringing special needs children with autism, Down syndrome, uh, ADHD, neurodivergent, uh, you're bringing them together with so-called normal, or what Cynthia is, you'll see Cynthia Ford, the founder, calls, so you've got special needs, and then you just got special. You just got special kids. They are in the midst of an ambitious project to finally get a theater space together. They've put on 25 plus shows, but they've always been in a different space. They've had to rent out different spaces throughout the area. And so they are in the midst of trying to finish off a building in Moss Creek, the Bridge Theater Center. It's the old gold gym building. It's a very large building. It's going to be a great theater space for the theater, but also for all of their storage of costumes and sets, and it's going to be a great space, not just for Bluffton Youth Theater, but all of the different theater groups that need spaces around the region. So we're excited to see this finish, but they need help. And if there's any organization that I can think of that deserves help, it's Bluffton Youth Theater. So we wanted to bring on we coordinated with Andrew Davis and the crew at WSAV, got them set up with Cynthia. So that aired earlier this week on WSAV, and huge shout out to Andrew and Daniel Cobb and just the folks for wanting to put that story on the air. We wanted to get Cynthia on to just have a conversation about what they're trying to do, what they need, and how you can help. Most importantly, how you can help. Everybody around here wants to help. I know that. I've seen it in action. We've seen it with DJ's Day of Giving. We've seen it anytime there's a tragedy around here. What we have here, folks, is an amazing, borderline revolutionary effort in terms of what Cynthia and the crew at Bluffton Youth Theater are doing to just bring kids into the fold of the arts, but also destigmatize some of these illnesses and these conditions. Normalize and show people that these kids have such amazing potential, amazing skills, if we just shed some light and just let them grab the spotlight. It's inspiring what Cynthia does. It's inspiring what that whole crew does. And so we want to bring on, for our last interview of the day, bring on the founder of Bluffton Youth Theater, Cynthia Ford, here on Lowcountry Chronicle. Whoops, hold on one second here. Okay. Things were going so well. All right, here we go. Here is Cynthia Ford. We've got the founder of the Bluffton Youth Theater, Cynthia Ford. Cynthia, appreciate you joining us. Saw the posts on Facebook. That got spread around pretty good, and then Saw the interview on WSAV. Where are you guys at in terms of getting the theater space done?
Right now, obviously it's our first phase is about $20,000 that we would like to have within the next 2 weeks.
It's not undoable. That's for sure with the folks around here. And it's such an amazing cause what y'all do and how you do it. What got you into I know you've always been in theater, but what got you into specifically wanting to do this style of theater with special needs kids?
I've raised my sister for 45 years. She has special needs. Obviously, she's my inspiration. She's our forever child. So I'm also have my master's in special education and worked in that field. And I am very closely tied with a lot of the Special Olympics, Pockets Full of Sunshine Pep, because of my sister. So that's my inspiration. Should I show you a picture of her?
Sure.
She's the cutest thing in the world. I'd have to. How do you do that? Where is she? I'd have to show you a whole. Well, I mean, I'd have to go up. Do I
Yeah,
turn
go
the
ahead,
phone?
tilt it. Let's try. Oh, is that in the
Picture of
back?
But I have to turn. No, I'm not adept at this. Oop. Can you see her with the family?
I can, absolutely.
That's her. That's her. That's our
What's her
pride
name?
and joy. Jano. Her name
Jano?
is Jane. Jano. JANE-O. That's her nickname. And her full name is Beverly Jane Sum. And she is well known by a lot of people in the area. She's a very popular person.
Absolutely.
But she's our that's the inspiration there. She's it. Our Jano. And just, obviously raising her since she was younger. I've been involved with the special needs for that long. So I've seen the difficulties, the challenges, and the joys that all go with that.
How long has the theater been going here in Bluffton?
2015 is when we started it.
How many shows have you done since then?
26, I would say.
Wow.
26.
And you're preparing a show right now.
We are. And
Beauty and the Beast Jr.?
Yep. And in April, May, we would like to do Aladdin. In June, it will be Annie, as well as Finding Nemo, and possibly the musical Six. In August, Little Mermaid. In September, October, Beetlejuice. We have a haunted house we'd like to do, also in October, and November, December, Rudolph.
Wow.
So we don't stop.
That's an aggressive schedule.
That's who I am.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't do anything kind of light-footed, do you?
No, especially getting a large building like this. It's 12,000 square feet.
Yeah, I mean it's the Old Gold's Gym space, and for anybody who knows that space, it's legit. It's legit,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
You're putting shows on there technically now, but it's not finished. It is a old-fashioned actor's studio.
I know. But the big thing is that like we would have to rent bathrooms, which cost us money. See what I'm saying? There's just different things like that, and so we're limited on what we do, basically. So we need to get the building finished. We really can't keep going like this. It's costing too much money because we can't really use the building to the full capacity. Now, when I say 20,000, we had 3 phases to our building. We have we're trying to finish the first phase, which is obviously the biggest phase. The second phase is to outfit the catering kitchen that we have in there and get that ready. And the third phase is to finish the back room, which is probably 6,000 square feet.
And that the back room, is that where everyone gets dressed, or when you say
Yeah,
back
and
room,
our
what?
storage, but basically it has like a not like a cement floor, and it's not sealed. So we call it the dust room. So it's kind of dusty. Well, just because the floor, it's a cement floor that's not finished. So it's a storage room, but it affects us because all of our stuff is in there getting dusty. Yeah, so hard to explain.
You have been basically to this point finding spaces wherever you can, correct, in
Exactly.
terms of putting on the shows.
Yep, exactly. And we've been in a lot of different places. And
I
it's not just putting the shows, it's rehearsing.
Sure.
Um, so, and Moss Creek, or excuse me, Bluffton it doesn't have a lot of spaces. Um, and there isn't spaces that are large. We had to go into a building with a high ceiling, sprinklers. It was already insulated, so there's a lot of good things. And where it was located, good parking, things like that. And
Absolutely.
we're trying to make it
Central
all,
between Bluffton, Hilton Head. Yeah, I mean,
and we have to make it, everything handicap accessible. So we have ramps up to our stage and things like that. So
for
everything
sure.
is, having something upstairs, not good. So that was all in the plans. And we have had a lot of wonderful people. Cord Atkins did our architect for pro bono. We've just had different people donating different things, but it's taken an extra year, really, which could set anybody back. And we've had to fix
Absolutely.
a lot of stuff. Those are old buildings. The Moss Creek Village essentially is like they're the older part um, in the area. Great space, but older, so things had to be fixed
For
more than
sure.
you can't see those things until you find out. Oh, until you start digging, and you're like, oh. We put more air conditioning in. We moved air conditioner units to make the stage. Added bathrooms, walls. We put a sound room in for all of our equipment, lighting up. So we're really almost there for the first. And if we get our first stage done, it's better because then we'll rent out the space. We have people that would like to rent out the space that would help go towards our theater. So basically, what would happen is once the building's done, our funding would come like 1/3 from fundraising, 1/3 from rental, and 1/3 from our shows. But the main reason is
Gotcha.
the shows. The main reason is the shows. So if you rent from us, you're really giving towards a good cause.
The it's an you know, youth theater in general, in terms of just introducing the next generation of the arts, and helping to cultivate the next generation of artists, is is a great is a great cause in of itself. But what you do in terms of integrating quote unquote normal kids,
Hmm.
and I don't even, I don't mean to be insulting. I hate I hate the terminology. I hate the normal
Right,
versus special needs. It's the special needs. I get, it's a way for folks to it's a way for normal folks to understand. But
right.
yes,
So
they've
what
got
I say is
special needs, but they're pretty extraordinary.
correct. Well, what I say is I have some kids with special needs, and then I have kids that are special. So that's how I describe it. But
Yeah.
what I do teach is everybody has a strength, everybody has a weakness, and you have both. Everybody has the both, and you have to work together. So when you're in unity, your strength helps my weakness, and my strength helps your weakness, and that's really the way it is. And I think what we're trying to do is make it not a negative thing. So I always say, I'm trying to change the world one word at a time. So you see a special needs uh, person, or you see an autistic or whatever, you'll say, oh, how can I help them? Which is a nice thing to say. But I don't know how many people say, how can they help us? Because that whole idea would be they're here for a purpose, not just here for us to help them and we need to help them. It is true, they need special things. That's why they have special needs. But they are here, they're made in God's image, and they're here, that they're made that way. So they're not broken. They're just a different type of person. So these young people, when they come into train with me or us, they find it normal. So they have Down syndrome, obviously, you can tell, but that's just part of their thing. And you have glasses, you have
Yeah.
big ears. It's just a thing. Some people have a harder time. They have ADHD, so they need, maybe it's not, if I have a group of kids, this is how I train them. I say, now, some of you guys were born and you really don't wiggle that much. You're just pretty quiet. You don't wiggle. But then there are kids that are born and they wiggle a lot. So if I ask the wigglers to stop wiggling, it's very hard for them. But if I ask you that weren't born as wigglers, it's very easy. You can just sit there. You have no trouble at all. So we have to understand that the wigglers have a little more problem. So we have to give them a little grace. We have to understand that's who they are, instead of just yell, stop wiggling, stop wiggling. That's who they are. It's like, and then and vice versa, the kids that are wigglers, they get on stage and they're moving around and they're more animated. Where the quiet ones, I have to work with them. So each one is a part of the whole. And if you don't have one part, you don't have a whole. You're only half. You're only half of people here. So
I mean,
that's
the performances are amazing. I mean, they're really talented actors and actresses, but I mean, you can
they don't come that way.
tell.
They don't
No,
come
of
that.
course, yeah. But I mean, you can tell that the joy that this is giving in it's almost just unlocking a new social level for them and a new confidence with every line they're able to, or every expression they're able to express on the stage.
We try to
It's really
cultivate.
extraordinary what you're doing.
Yeah, because we purpose to cultivate teamwork, which I realize, sports do that and stuff. But um, if I have a child come in, or a teen or whatever, and we have a little break time, like a snack time, and I see that one child sitting by themselves, I'll go up to the group and of who's ever. I'll quietly say, hey, let me just talk to you a minute. See that kid over there? Just, I don't make it big thing out of it. I don't let the person know, but I'll say, what do you think if you were that person? You think you could let them into your group? And then they're like, oh yeah. So they go over. So they are, I direct them to go over to people that you probably wouldn't go over to, you know. So they're used to, because most people don't do that. They just stay in their little
No.
group. They just even people in general do that. So instead, I'm telling you right now, if you go over and you let them in, they'll be part of the group. But I purposely do
The-
that, I guess. The other
and
thing is,
you're
sorry,
no,
I could talk
go ahead.
on and on about this.
Yeah.
Like, one of the probably other unique things is we don't have any electronics in our theater, so that's a huge thing. At first, the kids are like, oh, no, my phone, my watch, but we're like, no, it's time to get to know each other. So that's a very unusual thing as well, especially in this day and age.
Oh
A
my
little bit of
goodness.
withdrawal symptom, but they really begin to grow together. They're still kids, still young people, make a lot of noise, run around, a little hard to control. But at any rate, I always tell them, I really do like it when you're making a lot of noise, because I can see you're getting to know each other. However, I don't really like it because you need to quiet down so we can do the show.
Sure. And in the end, you're just blending everyone
Yeah.
and destigmatizing whatever stigmas are there just because of the unknown. Honestly,
Yes.
it
Yes.
it's
Correct.
and that's what like I've been watching this show called Balin Out Loud, all about this girl with severe Tourette syndrome,
Mm-hmm.
and it just reminds me this is their normal, and
Yes.
the more we destigmatize, and it's not their problem. How we relate to them
Yes.
is our problem.
Yes.
you know
So so you have a special needs child person. They have a lifetime of being taught how to get along in the world. But normal people never learn to get along with them. And I realize, obviously, I've lived through when my sister was born, you were talking institutionalized. She was one of the
Yes.
only ones who wasn't. So we've come out of that era where my parents said, we're going to put her in regular school, which is a big deal. That was a huge deal. My mother had to go for 3 years. She had to go over to the school when Jano first started, changing her diaper like 3 times a day, helping out. But they wanted her integrated because my father always said, a lot of them, kids learn by imitation. So if you have them all with special needs, that's what they're going to learn because they're going to imitate that. Not that, I mean, my sister has, like a lot of her close friends, have special needs. But when you are with these, to me, if you're with a large number of special needs, they're most of them very accepting. There's no racial barriers, no age barriers, no intellectual barriers. They're all just together, and you know, they're very encouraging. So it's a delight. Now, it's another thing. Obviously, I'm blending them, so both sides have to learn. Like, this is okay, and really, they don't think they're special. I mean, I understand. We have kids. They know they're autistic. They will tell you that. They know they have ADHD. They know they have dyslexia, but really, that's just a label. They're just who they are. Like, I'm a woman. This is a guy. It's not like you're going around saying that. It's kind of, it does help, obviously. It was interesting. We had one of our autistic young people. They have Sometimes they have some meltdowns, and at first it's a little jarring for everybody. But after a few rehearsals, when they have it, I'll say, "Hey," I'll say to the kid, "How you doing?" Like, "Oh, it's they having a meltdown." Like, they don't even notice it. They're just like, "Okay, he's just gonna go out for a little while," and they don't. It's nothing to them. It's because it's normal. It's not like, oh. So we've had um, different ones that they really would never interact. And I realize our schools are more integrated, but they're still not integrated.
No.
They're still separated, which I understand. I get it because a lot of kids, and you have to be able to understand them. But you can't understand them if you're not with them. Like, it's kind of hard. And kids are pretty resilient. They'll. I have all sorts of young people. Um, and they can be molded in the correct way if you just allow them to, and you direct them, like, direct them. They don't do
Just
it.
give them a chance to shine,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, give them a chance. And it's pretty awesome when a kid with special needs comes in and they have difficulty off stage, and then they get on stage, they're like really good. You're like, whoa, I didn't know you could do that. And then they just begin to shine, and the other kids really respect them for that. The theater is really a great place for kids with special needs. You're not really who you are. You're somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That,
absolutely.
I mean, it is. So we I think we need to get the community more involved. When we get, I mean, we're looking to use the space for Special Olympics activities, for community activities, but We have to get the building finished.
Got to get the building done first. Well, I mean, listen, you've been shoestringing this for
Pretty
for
much.
10 years now, and you've
Yep.
been doing an amazing job, and we're going to do our part and do what we can to just try to get you over the hump here, because what y'all are doing is just amazing. It's
Thank you.
we're in a time where we can feel pretty divided,
Yeah.
and this brings joy to folks. Anybody who goes to a show, it's joy, it's um togetherness, it's just all the right emotions that we all need in our lives. And
It's
so
exciting. It's coming. Yeah,
huh
you're smiling in the midst of,
yeah.
because
Well,
the
I
people.
can't thank you enough for what you're doing, and your relentlessness in getting to this goal, and just to have secured the building, to have moved this ball down the field. Uh, we got to get it over the get in the end zone at this point, right?
Yeah, because I'm kind of holding the ball here. Like it's gonna crush me pretty soon.
Yeah,
That's not. We'll get it. I believe that we have good people in this community, and we'll have some angels that are going to come alongside and boost us a little bit here. We need some boost.
absolutely. Well,
Yeah,
I appreciate you very much making the time, and for all you do for the community, for our kids, for the adults, everyone who's part of this effort. And I know you've got to get to you got rehearsals going on for Beauty and the Beast Junior. So
yeah.
appreciate you making the time.
Thank you so much. And come out and
Absolutely,
continue. You can come out and visit us and see what we've gotten accomplished. That would probably help as well. All
you
right.
got it.
Thank
Awesome.
you. Okay.
Thank you so much for joining. That is Cynthia Ford. When I tell you that woman is a dynamo, she is incredible, and I'm so grateful that she had the time to join in us today to talk about the plight, talk about the joy, all the feels that this project brings to the community, where they're at with it. She is a doer, okay, and a lot of times doers don't like to ask for help. I know this. I was never good at asking for help. I tell this to folks all the time that working on DJ's Day of Giving, which kind of brings us full circle, working on DJ's Day of Giving taught me that A, it's okay to ask for help, and B, people are looking to help. They just need uh, direction into where to funnel their goodness. And it took me way too long to figure that out, but I've figured that out now, and you really see the good in the community. I'll be honest, I get tired of asking for folks to step up in tragedies. Um, Goodness knows everyone does, and that is not to say uh, I am any less grateful. People are amazing, and they pick up their neighbors when things go wrong here. This is something that's going very right, and it's a proven commodity in this community. And I just can't implore folks enough. Uh, Give what you can. The address is at the bottom of the screen. And for those listening, it's Bluffton Youth Theatre with an RE theater.org/donations. Bluffton Youth Theater.org/donations. Okay, so I want to thank everyone that joined us today. I want to thank Dwon Fields Sr. Again, DJ's Day of Giving, Saturday, February 22nd. For those listening after this, it's never too late to donate, okay? Never too late to donate. You can donate any time of the year. DJ Day of Giving, that will get you to the link for the Community Foundation of the Lowcountry, which helps administer the Live Like DJ Scholarship Fund. I want to thank Dwon Fields Sr. for joining us. I want to thank Pete Palladino from SliderBar for joining us in our business spotlight today. And of course, you just saw her. I want to thank Cynthia Ford for joining us today. So that's going to do it for this edition of Lowcountry Chronicle. Again, I've said it. You can find us. We really appreciate all the support. You can find us on our YouTube channel. You can, if in terms of listening, subscribe wherever you find your favorite podcast. You see it on the screen now for those watching: Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, iHeart Podcasts, just a few of the platforms where you can find Lowcountry Chronicle. So that is it for today's edition, February 21st, 2025 edition of Lowcountry Chronicle. My name is Tim Wood, and can't thank you enough for joining us. Spread the word. There's always good going on in the community, folks. We want to spread that gospel as far and wide as we can. We know why we love the Lowcountry. We know why the folks listening want to be in the Lowcountry. If you're just you come across this podcast and just want to find out what's going on around here, we know why you want to be here. We know why we're here, and we're just trying to spread that word here with Lowcountry Chronicle. And we will talk to you, see you on the next edition of Lowcountry Chronicle.
It's a May River thing.